This is my novel presentation for The Marble Faun by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Nathaniel Hawthorne was born on July 4th in 1804 in Salem, Massachusetts. After his father's death of yellow fever in Suriname in 1808, his mother, Elizabeth Manning Hawthorne, moved Nathaniel and his siblings to the Manning's family home in Salem. He was believed to be the most significant fiction writer of the antebellum period and was called the most valuable example of American genius by author Henry James in 1879. While living with both his immediate and extended family in Salem, he discovered his love of reading. At age 17, he enrolled in Bowdoin College in Brunswick, Maine. In college, Hawthorne had excelled only in composition and had determined to become a writer. After 1860, it was becoming apparent that Hawthorne was moving past his prime. Striving to rekindle his earlier productivity, he found little success. His health began to fail, and he seemed to age considerably, hair turning white and experiencing slowness of thought. For months, he refused to seek medical help and died in his sleep on May 19, 1864, at Plymouth, New Hampshire. In The Marble Faun, a minimal cast of 4 individuals enact the familiar plot of innocence and experience against the backdrop of the historic art, architecture, and culture of Rome. The plot's progression through static scenes of encounter and recognition play of mythological and aesthetic illusion that raises questions about how events are constructed or reconstructed from appearances. This novel is furnished with staple, self-declaring artifices of the literary Gothic mode, whose conventions would have been familiar to Hawthorne's contemporaries. The Rome of Miriam, Donatello, Hilda, and Kenyon is inhabited by manic-crowd monks who haunt catacombs and utter ominous deterministic warnings. Their aesthetic attention is fixated on a portrait of a beautiful victim of incest turned murderess. Art infects life. Sudden violent midnight acts terrorize innocent virtue, and the whole is pervaded by an atmosphere of decay, ruin, and disease. Meet Donatello, a young Italian who is said to resemble the very faun of Praxiteles, a well-known masterpiece of Grecian sculpture. He joined the 3 American artists when he had been attracted to Miriam's beauty and won the trio's regards with his many agreeable characteristics. Miriam is an American painter who seems easy to become acquainted with, and not difficult to develop a casual acquaintance into intimacy. She laid a strong, yearning grasp upon her 2 friends, Kenyon and Hilda, and acknowledged them in a closer, truer sense of being her companion. Hilda, a slender, brown-haired New England girl whose perceptions of forms and expressions were wonderfully clear and delicate, is also a painter, but in a widely different sphere of art. Hilda treated her friendship with Miriam as if it were her first. Kenyon is a young American sculptor of high promise and rapidly increasing celebrity who responded to Miriam's friendship with nothing short of love. The Marble Faun is a Gothic romance concerning 3 young Americans and 1 Italian count who meet in Rome. Hawthorne illustrates the historic art and architecture in Rome, using picturesque descriptions to create the backdrop to a tale of mystery, murder, and romance. This novel's plot is complicated by a developed symbolic vocabulary, fountains and dust, sunlight and shadows, towers and precipices, strongly patterned by repetition and variation. Heights and depths of towers and abysses reflect the moral status of the characters without fixing them in an explanatory framework. The repeated motive of guilt and sin centered around the Sensi portrait and the characters' responses to it. Hawthorne's thematic intention in this novel is obscured by confusion over the major characters. Kenyon and Miriam are not exclusive touchstones for judging the others, nor can they solely establish the novel's design. A careful examination of the individuals in this novel shows that Hawthorne uses each of them equally to symbolize a dimension of human experience, an approach to life, and a dimension of art. Thank you.